right, my name is Chris Baker. I'm from an organization called Communities Unlimited. My role there is digital content coordinator. Just real briefly about myself before we get started. My history is in media for over 20 years, mostly in the radio business, but it's always had a digital slant to it. Always worked with websites, even back in the early days of GeoCities and all of that good times. So I've been doing the web for quite a while, have a marketing lean to my background as well. Assisted a lot of businesses with that. Some previous employment, I was the marketing director for a automotive business for a while. Did a lot of online digital advertising and marketing for them. And so yeah, that's my history. Welcome to Facebook Marketing for Small Businesses. Real briefly, I do also want to go over what Communities Unlimited is. We are a 501c3 nonprofit that serves 7 states in the southern United States. We're all about the community. We work side by side with individuals, communities, and organizations to make opportunities accessible to everyone, everywhere. We were founded in 1976, and we like to connect people to solutions through human connections, through ingenuity combined with cutting-edge technology and expertise. We're helping people unwind generations of inequity and disinvestment to build healthy businesses, healthy communities, healthy food systems, healthy bank accounts, and healthy lives. A little bit more about us. We consist of 4 primary program areas: community sustainability, environmental services, healthy foods, and who we're working with tonight, our entrepreneurship department. They work alongside small business owners to help them grow their businesses, help them grow their capacity to run their businesses. And that's part of the reason we're here tonight. We like to create economic opportunities and solutions for communities in our service area to help them grow and thrive, because we grow as the communities and clients we work with continue to grow. I will be short with the mission statement, but it's to move rural and under-resourced communities in areas of persistent poverty to sustainable prosperity. Like I said, the 7-state region that we serve in is Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Texas. So what we're going to talk about tonight. The agenda, again, is Facebook marketing for your small businesses. I want you to take away a deeper understanding of the platform, the different types of content, the Facebook ad platform. We'll go over some examples, and I'll hopefully give you some resources as well. This sounds weird for me to say because I was around at the beginning of Facebook. I actually had a college account, right, when you could access Facebook only when you were a college student. But in 2023 and into 2024, Facebook marketing is absolutely still relevant. There's a lot of discussion about online marketing and advertising, what is relevant now versus even a few years ago, because it's a business that churns and moves really quickly. But I will tell you that Facebook still has a lot to offer because of its size, okay? 2.93 billion daily active users. It's the most dominant social media platform. Over 50% of the users, it serves as their primary hub for researching brands, and that's where we need to be marketing. 66% of all Facebook users explore local business pages at least once each week. It's a true opportunity because of its size and also the opportunities it gives to small businesses, which I'll show you how to use here in a few slides. So first, before we get into the how, let's get into what. And we'll define what Facebook marketing is. Simply put, Facebook marketing is the strategic promotion of a business or brand using the Facebook platform. It can enhance brand recognition, expand your online audience, capture potential leads, boost sales of products and services. When it boils right down to it though, Facebook marketing is a subset of your much larger digital and non-digital marketing plan. I've always thought of this way. It helps me understand what we should be doing on Facebook. It supports 3 basic types of content. And if you're really wanting to maximize what you're doing on Facebook, you need to be active in all of them to get the most out of your efforts. The three types of content are earned content. That would be like shares, likes, reviews of your business, right? Because you earn those. Bought content, ads and sponsored content. And then owned content, things you own, like your Facebook page or a group that you may moderate. Okay? And so when we talk about the different things you can do on Facebook here in a few slides, think about it through that lens of earned, bought, and owned. Here's the big secret though. Brian knows I like big pictures on there. The big secret is you don't have to do everything at the same time all at once. And that's a lot of people's hesitancy when you're talking about digital marketing, Facebook marketing, is that it feels overwhelming, okay? And it can feel like a lot at once, and it is. You can do a really deep dive if you want to. But as a business owner, as somebody who's operating a business daily, managing people, doing timesheets, whatever you have to do, ordering inventory, managing inventory, all of that stuff, it's only one thing of what you're doing that day. So break it down and relax a little bit. Don't feel overwhelmed. Learn, study, try some things, and it becomes a whole lot easier. I'm lucky enough that in my job over the years, I've gotten two things. The flexibility to learn something, right? And then also the time to practice it, okay? So I know as a business owner, you don't always have that opportunity. So really, that slide, I want to stress that one, is that you don't have to learn everything all at once and do it all, okay? So then, where do you start? On Facebook, it all starts when you create your brand's profile. You create a page for your business, okay? Now don't mistake, I've seen this before, but don't mistake a personal profile, your personal page on Facebook, for a business page. Even if you're the smallest operation, one-man operation that operates out of your garage doing a small amount of business at this point in time, you should have a separate page that represents your business. It'll help people find you. It'll help add some credibility to what you're doing. What happens behind the scenes, they don't need to know. But I'm not going to follow Chris Baker's Facebook page for whatever Chris Baker is trying to sell. I will follow Chris Baker's business page, okay? Plus, mixing personal and business, not the best idea. I've seen it tried, and it doesn't work, okay? Even if you're a very small operation where you are your business, it doesn't necessarily mean that to the public that you are the business. Hi. Starting on Facebook marketing also involves the presentation of your product or your service. You need to get comfortable looking at your business from a marketing angle, okay? You have to ask yourself, what are your customers there for? What do they want out of you? Are you a lifestyle brand, right? Do people follow you because they like to hike and you post cool hiking pictures and it's a lifestyle? Are they there because you're the cheapest option? Are they there because they like you, your personality? You have to really think about that from a marketing lens because it will help you in the content that you create to market. You also have to seek out your target audience, okay? Don't be afraid to seek an audience through some other groups on Facebook. If there's a related group that we were just talking about, I like to ride my bicycle. I'm a member of multiple bicycling groups, including one that I bought their bicycle and joined their group because I wanted to find out more about what people were doing on those bikes and how they were doing those kind of things. There are groups out there that relate to your business, okay? And it's a little bit, it can be a little bit touch and go on how you do that. We will talk about that later, but don't be afraid to seek out an audience, okay? It can be through groups or local regional groups here in Northwest Arkansas. There's multiple buy and sell groups or What's Up Springdale type groups, okay? Don't be afraid to join those and look for opportunities to market your business tastefully. We'll get to that as well. Also, where to start. First step, creating your brand's profile. When I say profile, I mean page, okay? There's a lot of advanced techniques and paid services you can incorporate into your Facebook business strategy, but before you get there, you're gonna need to have a Facebook page. And if you really want to take things to the next level from there, you can get the account verified, okay? and you can set up your Meta ad account, but we're not quite there yet. We're gonna start from the ground level, 101. Make sure you have a personal Facebook profile before you start, okay? You'll be the admin for your business Facebook page. I didn't take a screenshot of this, but you click on the pages icon, there's a flag over on the left-hand side, and you click Create New Page. It's really simple. Add your page name, select the appropriate business category, then fill in your business bio information and click Create. Now, this is a thoughtful step that a lot of people don't do fully. Really consider what your business bio is going to be, okay? You want that to be something that you're proud of. It's something that you would put, this is what I'm all about. So consider your audience there because people will look at your bio, okay? So consider that. Then you can fill in more details like a contact and your location. Click add profile and, you add your profile and cover images, right? And those are very important. And the edit action button, what that is there's a button on every Facebook page where you could say, call now, open messenger, right? How do you want people to contact you through your Facebook page? Consider that. If you put messenger, you need to be willing to respond through messenger. And some people don't always stay on top of that. Call now is a good one. Learn more is another option, okay? So visit the website. There's a lot of options there for you to choose from. So then when you're done there, it gives you a chance to invite your friends. And yes, I absolutely think you should invite your friends, but you may want to be selective in who you invite to like your business page. Only invite people that you would think would consider that a good thing, right? Some people you may not know on Facebook if you're friends with them and you're inviting them to like your business page. If you don't know them all that well, it just kind of comes off like spam. So don't select all. There is a select all option. I usually select all and then go unselect the ones that I don't want to invite. So then you publish it, okay? It's really that simple to start your brand's page on Facebook. The next step in starting is presenting your product or your service, okay? And this is really a strategy point more than anything else. You're gonna strategize what you want your customers to see. Think about, are you gonna put pictures of people? Is it only gonna be products? Is it gonna be chock full of quotes, right? What do you want your potential customers and customers to see? You can consider your Facebook audience. We used to call them in the radio business our P1s, right? Those are the people who absolutely love us, okay? Your Facebook audience, in theory, is gonna be full of those people as well. So consider what you want the people who love your business to see. Come up with a content strategy. We're gonna break that out in just a minute. And get used to taking pictures and videos and writing. At the end of the day, Facebook is a visual medium. Videos, pictures are very, very important. Writing is just as important, okay? There's a skill in being succinct and still relevant, and it takes practice, okay? Well, not for some people. I have seen some people do it really well right off the bat. For me, it takes practice because I'm wordy. I want to explain everything because it's all cool, right? To me. Let's break down the types of posts that you can do on Facebook as well. You have a page, it's set up. You've got a loose content strategy. What do I do now? Okay? Because you're representing your business here. It's your lifeblood. It's something you're passionate about. Otherwise, why are you doing it? Right? Don't underestimate the humble text post, okay? In a sea full of images and videos and things flashing at us and sound and all of that kind of stuff, a well-timed and witty text post can truly stand out in that. The example I'll give you, and if you want to go look at it, you can see them doing it. Is anybody a fan of the Starbucks page on Facebook? Sweet. Good. Can't call me if I'm not telling the truth then. Go see their stuff. Starbucks, huge following on Facebook, right? Huge following on Facebook. Go look through their posts, and every so often you'll see them do just a plain text post, okay? And it's well written, and it's succinct paragraph, and it says what they want to say. And if I'm scrolling through my Facebook feed and I'm seeing pictures and videos, a simple text post does stand out, so don't underestimate that, okay? But that being said, where it really shines and most social media shines is with photos and videos, okay? A photo post can be a picture, it could be an infographic, or a piece of artwork that you like, right? You can add multiple images to any photo post on Facebook, up to 10. There is a couple of things you could do. You could do a collage of photos that is actually one photo if it's necessary to kind of get around that. You can add albums if you have more than 10. Say you have a big event going on, you could add an album there. But as a simple post, you want to add up to 10, or you can add up to 10. Videos. These are going to take some practice to get good at, but it is worth the effort because video posts, they may only make up 17.4% of all posts on Facebook pages, okay? What that means is that's an opportunity to you. Videos is where everything is going, okay? Pure and simple, you can do a Facebook page that is not 100% videos, but they need to be an element that you're comfortable doing somehow, some way, okay? Some options that you can share for images, and even think of these as videos as well. You can show off images. Say you have a latest product, a new product coming in, or something that you're really proud of. You do let's say you have a custom, I don't know, wood art business. You absolutely should be taking pictures of those things and posting them. You absolutely should be taking pictures of the process, okay, and posting those. You can give your followers a peek behind the scenes, right? This is how we do what we do type of stuff. People love that because it makes them feel like an insider. If you have a business where an infographic would be relevant, you could share that. Maybe it would be something like, here's the impact our business has had on the local community, right? If that's an initiative for you, or we've hired, X number of veterans, and here's how that works into the economics of the community. Infographics can be a tool as well. It all really depends on your business. But the next step, the last one that we want to talk about, starting up our Facebook our business pages and our profiles, you got to really define who you want your ideal potential customer to be and what they want on Facebook. Then, after that, you create your marketing, your content strategy. And if you look this up online, Google Facebook marketing strategy, okay? Every single one is going to start out with defining your audience because it's absolutely true, okay? In my experience, working with people on a Facebook content strategy, I always ask them, I probably should rephrase the question, but I never have in my lifetime. Didn't learn anything from it. I always ask them, well, what do you want your customers to do? And they always answer something very similar like, well, I want them to buy more stuff. It's like, yeah, but the real magic happens in the how. How do you want them to buy more stuff? How are you going to, attract them with the honey, okay? So seeking your target audience. We talked about this a minute ago. Look for groups of people that are talking about the world your business lives in and join them. Comment with helpful suggestions, okay? And if asked, you could offer your page as a resource. Hey, I see you're wanting to know about this particular bike tire. Well, I sell those bike tires, and here's the answer to your question. Is a great intro. You got to be a little sneaky about it. It's kind of a guerrilla sales, right? You're offering a solution for their problem without them even knowing. Then they go, hey, that guy, he really knows what he's talking about. I should go check him out. Go to his Facebook page, right? Don't spam. That will hurt you more than it will help you, okay? Facebook digital marketing is all reputation-based. So it's very tempting. You're like, oh, I'm just going to put this out, and people who don't like it can just scroll past it. Don't do that, because they're going to scroll past it and they're never going to visit you, which is ultimately what you want them to do. Like I said, you can look for regional, local groups and join them as your business, okay? You can look for opportunities to post or reply like we just talked about. You could even go so far as ask the administrators of those page, if it's okay for you to post or share a post from your page to the group. That's all in the wording. There's no magic way to do that. It really works for some people. I've seen it go badly as well, so I caution you, but just think about it. Is this something I would like to see on this group? Can I word this in a way that makes it relevant to the group? Okay, as opposed to just, well, I'm having a big sale this weekend, everybody should come on down. Really think about what you're gonna say. Hey, I love Fayetteville and wanted to offer this extra special Fayetteville shirt where, some of the proceeds go back to the, the food bank. That's a perfect type of post, right? So consider the audience. We talked about developing a content strategy earlier. I'm going to give you 7-ish, easy-ish steps to develop that content strategy. I say ish and or so on this because I'm not real good at limiting myself to 7, so I'm glad I have like a PowerPoint to go off of because that will keep me to 7. There's certainly more than 7. These are a common 7. They don't have to be your 7, but they should help you when it comes to thinking about your particular content strategy. And yes, unfortunately, I don't know how you feel about this, but at this point in time, you are a content creator, okay? That's what it is. First step is to define your audience. If you already have followers on a Facebook page, there is a tool inside of that Meta, Facebook's parent company, calls Audience Insights. That's going to tell you the age, the gender of your audience that you currently already have. You should check that out because it may surprise you. You may think your customers that you see are a particular, demographic. But you may be surprised who follows you on Facebook, okay? A lot of times, I'll give you the example of the automotive place that I worked at previously. We had to really think about how we marketed our stuff because the majority of our Facebook followers were women, which you wouldn't think that would be the case, right? But they were. And so we had to really consider our audience when we posted something because it's very tempting in that type of world to just be so male-driven with your messaging, okay? So does your data line up with the customers you want to attract, okay? If it doesn't, then you need to reevaluate your messaging. Define your goals is step 2. Why do you want followers? What do you want them to do? Again, a lot of people will tell you, well, I want them to buy more of my stuff. But I think we all are pretty well aware that in 2023, the sales funnel isn't as straightforward as it used to be. People have options. People will sit in a sales funnel watching your stuff before they finally decide to make a move to purchase it. They may be looking for a particular product that you offer to go on sale, or they may be waiting there going, I wonder if this company really makes as good a quality socks as they say they do. We have to prove it to them nowadays, okay? It's not enough just to say these are the best quality socks. It's really not. It's not always about money. Buying something, that's why I say all of that stuff earlier. It's not as straightforward. The sales process is not as straightforward for a lot of people, okay? You can have other goals, build a brand, awareness, improve customer relations could be another option for your Facebook page, okay? It's not always about selling something. So define your goals. Step 3, plan content strategy. It sounds almost like, well, duh, right? But I'm going to tell you, you take that leap without thinking about a strategy for your content, you're going to miss. And this isn't super complicated. You can think of your content strategy really simply. It can be what you're going to post and when you're going to post it. Those 2 things right there will help you think about a content strategy because if you answer those, what you're going to post can have a whole lot of different answers. When you're going to post it, that's going to be when your audience is on Facebook the most, okay? I wish I had a straightforward answer as to when people look at Facebook the most. Study after study has been done. A lot of people recommend Tuesday and Thursday, 8 a.m. to noon, okay? I can tell you for Communities Unlimited, ours is 5 p.m., 7 p.m., and 7 a.m. Doesn't really matter the day of the week too much. Fridays aren't great, the weekends aren't great, but if you think about it, it makes sense. What do a lot of people do when they first wake up? They pop open social media, check their stuff, check their email. What do they do last thing before they go to bed, right after dinner? They check their social media. What do they do right when they get off work? They check their social media. It makes sense, right? So you will find that out over time where your audience is on Facebook and when they want to see things. It's not as straightforward as when I post it, everybody's going to see it. There's an algorithm to it. You've noticed you may see something from 2 days ago, okay? So watch, track, metrics. We'll get into that here in just a minute. You have to think about what you're going to post, like I said. You're going to post some behind-the-scenes glimpses of your process. You're going to post exclusive discounts. You're going to sell directly on Facebook. You can stick to business and still have some fun. Matter of fact, I think people expect that in nowadays world, especially on Facebook. It should be fun to see your stuff in some way, shape, or form. Even if you're just saying, hey, we've got this great sale this weekend, man, think about what people would really like to buy at that sale, you know, and speak to them directly in a way that you would to a customer that's right in front of you, you know. So planning your content strategy, most important takeaway, it's really what you're going to post and when you're going to post it. Step 4 is optimizing your page. And what I mean by that is whether you've set up your Facebook page a while ago or you're just getting to it right now, you still have to optimize your page. It needs a profile photo. Your logo will work for that. It needs a cover photo, all right? The outside of your business is great for that. If you don't have a storefront, maybe it's one of your key products or a product line. That work great for that. Maybe it's you and your staff, okay? Those two things right there lend a whole lot of credibility, okay? So make sure they're quality, make sure they're the right size, make sure they look good, okay? If people, I can tell you this much, if I go on a Facebook page and their logo looks shoddy and I actually visit the page and their cover photo's off and it's just, you can tell it's not quality work, I immediately think their products are going to be second tier, third tier, right? You don't want to give off that vibe. That's a new word. Kids are all saying vibe nowadays. You need that call to action button like we talked about. Book now, send us a message, whatever works for your particular situation. Your contact information. Please, please, please put your website if you have one. Put your telephone number. Put an email address on there. Don't leave people hanging. If they get to the point where they want to contact you and you don't have your contact information on there, you're going to miss a sale. So you've done an awesome job getting to that point, and they came looking for more information because they're ready to get a hold of you. Then they can't find you. It's a real letdown. And people use Facebook, like we all think of Google, people use Facebook just like that a lot. So look for business on there. So that's really what optimizing your page is about, just making sure you're filling out all of the possible forms that somebody could want because you don't know what they'll want. So use all the options that you have at hand that Facebook offers. Use additional Facebook tools. What I'm talking about here is you have the ability to create your own Facebook group. The example that I used earlier was the bike group. They manufacture bikes. I am a member of that group because I like to see what other people are posting and what that company is posting. Groups require a lot of moderation and attention, and it may not be for you right off the bat, but they can be really successful and have a real powerful results. I can tell you that with the bike group that I'm a member of, with the content that they post and the stuff that they offer that is exclusive to their group members, I'm going to go back to that brand, okay? I already know that. It's going to take a lot for me not to go back to that brand. So groups can be a really powerful creator of loyal customers, okay? And especially of people that are your cheerleaders as well. Because you better believe when I'm talking to somebody about my bike, I'm telling them, man, those guys are great. They do a great job. You know, that is your opportunity as a business owner to have a cheerleader in your corner that's marketing for you when you don't even know it. Perfect situation. Statistics say, and it's true, 1.8 billion people say that they use Facebook groups every single month. They're opt-in, okay? They're a great way to bypass that Facebook news feed algorithm that prevents people from seeing your posts. You're talking to P1s, okay? Another option would be Facebook Marketplace. Consider Facebook Marketplace. It's really not the simple, like, modern day, I guess, alternative to Craigslist that people think it is. It is that, but it's also a chance for you to have a powerful business sales channel too. You could offer a product up there on Facebook Marketplace that has been in your inventory for a while. Make people come to your store to purchase it. You have a lot of options there for you. Don't be afraid to put some products that you're proud of on Marketplace as well, and people will contact you and just say, yeah, come down to the store and grab it. I mean, it really is that simple. I don't know why more businesses don't use Marketplace. I think it's because of the work involved, but that kind of makes sense. You got to take a picture, you got to respond to comments, you got to talk to people just like they're buying whatever you might sell out of your garage or attic on there too, okay? So consider Facebook Marketplace. Also, Marketplace ads. Marketplace ads reached 562.1 million people worldwide last year, okay? Marketplace ads, when you get into advertising the ad campaigns on Facebook, they operate very similar to an ad campaign. They're really powerful. And if you look on Facebook Marketplace and you see an ad, look at what business is advertising on Marketplace. You'd be surprised. There's some really, really big brands that are doing it for a good reason, okay? The other thing I will tell you about Facebook Marketplace as a marketing/sales funnel channel for you is, depending on your product, check your local laws for the region laws, state laws, because there are certain ones that require you to advertise in a certain way. So just be careful with that. Well, for, say, if you're like an arms dealer, guns, right? You have to be careful with Marketplace. That's the obvious example. There's more. Anything that involves like credit, like if you're extending credit to someone to purchase a product, a buy here, pay here type of thing, you got to be really careful with that. So just check into your local laws if your product is at all close to that. This is what I'm getting at. The sixth thing is to install Metapixel. Metapixel is just a small chunk of code. They offer it for free. They should, they do. You install it on your website. It allows you to track, test, and target and get analytics for Facebook and other platforms' ads. Facebook's Meta's Pixel is used also on Instagram as well, okay? It's where you're gonna get, well, I'll give you a good example that everybody, kind of creeps some people out. I personally like it. Targeted ads, okay? You go to a website, you're shopping for a product, and then when you go on Facebook, all of a sudden, magically, that company is in your feed. That's because they set up the Facebook Metapixel. I always want to call it Facebook, but they set up the Metapixel, okay? You only have to put that chunk of code on your website one time. It will work, and you will gain a plethora of analytics if that's your thing, that you can totally dive deep into, nerd out on, and really get into. But it does allow you some things non-analytically as well. It allows you to track checkouts. You can do things like when people add something to a cart, then you can advertise to them later, okay? Hey, I noticed you added something to your cart, you know, whatever it may be. Here's a quick reminder about that. Not in the email sense, everybody's gotten those emails, I think, but in a visual online, you know, Facebook feed ad. So, is there any questions about Metapixel? It's just a chunk of code. You put it on the back end of your website, and it works. The seventh one is I want you to dip your toes into Facebook ads. Okay, we've talked a lot about content and in the owned channel, all right? This is the more organic channel, or this is the more advertising channel. And think of it just like traditional advertising. Facebook ads can absolutely skyrocket your traffic and sales, no doubt about it. It can happen quick, okay? Launching a campaign can be pretty overwhelming though. You're probably going to be wondering about how much the ads cost as well. I'll give you a little spoiler alert on that one. It depends, okay? You can spend as little or as much as you want to. The reason I bring that up is because I don't want you to make the mistake of not knowing the back end of how to do an ad campaign and accidentally spending more money than you want to, or spending it incorrectly, okay? Facebook ads reach the largest potential audience of any social platform. If it's worldwide, it can be up to 2.96 billion people. That's as of 2022. Another way to think of that is potentially, if you're a worldwide brand and wanted to, you could reach 37% of the Earth's entire population that's over the age of 13. It's a huge number, right? And that's the impressive number, right? But the real strength of Facebook advertising, I think, is the targeting and the locality. So your numbers are going to be much smaller. My point there is that it's a huge audience that you can tap into, all right? One of my favorite things that I ever did was we had a campaign that we were running that we wanted to test out. You have the ability to say, if you have a target market of, Little Rock, you guys can come on in, of Little Rock. Have a seat, guys. Thank you. Your target market can be Little Rock. You can advertise to Little Rock. If your target market is Wichita, Kansas, you can target to Wichita, Kansas. We had a challenge where we were underperforming in sales in certain states. And so instead of pouring all of our money into traditional advertising in those states, we targeted those states and regions with Facebook ads. Worked great. It's really cool to do. Thank you. It's really cool and fun to do when you get it right, because you start to see results and you can really change the sales for your product or your business in a fun way to watch happen. It's empowering. This next slide is called If Not Now, When? When do you advertise on Facebook? I will tell you, if you're new to it and you haven't set up a business page yet, the day after you create your shiny new toy isn't the best time to be trying out Facebook ads. But I will also tell you that letting someone like me tell you when you're ready isn't the right answer as well, okay? Only you as a business owner can answer that. The reason I say that is because when you put an ad up, you have to be ready to support those results. There's a lot of different options with ads. You can say, send us a message, right? You've got to be willing to respond to those messages in a timely manner, okay? I will tell you, as a base, as a straight, flat, here's all the right answers type of answer, when is when you have a complete Facebook page, and I would add to that, you have a website to back it up, okay? Your page has at least 100 likes. You've set up the metapixel. You have at least 20 posts on your page. I would say more than that, okay? But at least 20. And the reason I say that number is, well, you may be asking, like, why do I have to have any if I'm just running an ad? Well, because people will go from your ad to your Facebook page and they want to know you're a real company. They want to know you're really doing, because there is scammy stuff out there. You need to have at least an understanding and a base level ability to create multiple assets for each ad. And what I mean by assets is images, videos, text, right? The reason I say you need to have a base level understanding of that is because, again, one of the strengths of advertising on a digital platform is the ability to test. I can serve a different ad to Brian than I would to you, okay? And I want to know which one performs better. Now, this is like second, third, fourth level stuff, right? That's why I say you need to have an understanding that that's an option, because if something's not working and you're spending your money on it, you're wasting your money. You don't waste your money. You don't have to in this world. In a newspaper world, in the world that I come from, the radio business, they're not going to give you a refund because your ad isn't working. Well, we ran the ad, right? They're not going to stop it typically, right? I mean, you can probably talk somebody into it. But here, I push a button that says stop, and it stops. I still think having an ad for your sale is a good idea. It's just that that ad didn't work, okay? So reformulate. That's why I say you need to have an understanding of how to do multiple assets for each ad. And a level of comfort tracking your metrics. It doesn't have to be super nerdy like me when it comes to metrics. It can be real simple, like I know this many people saw my ad and I know where to go find out that information. Because if you don't know the results of what you're spending your money on, what's the point? Why do it? You shouldn't, okay? There isn't one single answer to when you should start doing that. But those will give you a good idea. You need to build a base, is what I'm getting at. You also should think about if your Facebook advertising aligns with your overall marketing goals. I have seen it where people use Facebook advertising differently. It gives a whole different light than what their store actually is, right? Or who they actually are. If you're not the coolest person in the room, don't pretend like you are. Be your authentic, genuine self, and so they work together, because you want to build your marketing goals or your strategies on top of each other. They should not exist in a silo. I do have a question for you. Do you feel lucky? That's actually not my question. My question is, you want the easy or the hard route? I can give you two different ones. When it comes to marketing and advertising on Facebook, there is an easy and a hard route, okay? The easy, direct one is what they call boosting posts. Is everybody familiar with that concept, heard of it? When you make a post on your Facebook page, your business Facebook page, you'll have an option to what they call boost it. It's really just Facebook lingo for taking a regular post and turning it into an ad. It'll send it out to people that are not your followers, right? Your Facebook feed only goes to people that follow your page. This one will send it out to other people for a charge. I think of boosting a post as the gateway ad because you have to be careful. You can go from boosting your post into tracking conversions and audience growth, and before you know it, you're going to be talking in terms like KPIs, key performance indicators, and you'll be A/B testing your fall sales strategy. It really is a gateway drug, okay? Because once you understand it, you'll go, well, this isn't just, it's not enough for me, okay? But boosting posts can really create return on your ad spend. Where they lack, though, is the ability to target your audience. There's some targeting, but you can't get to the nitty and the gritty, okay? You can target areas or age groups, things like that, but really you can't do much with it besides that. Also, here's another, I don't want to call it a downside, but I'll call it a limitation of boosting posts. Boosting posts, again, reminder, it's the easy option. It makes sense. People understand it pretty much right out of the gate. It does require you to make that post to your Facebook audience, okay? So if all you're doing is posting a sale post, right? We've got a big sale coming up this weekend, and then you're boosting that post, and you do that again next week, your followers are only getting advertised to. They're not getting any of the cool content that they expect from a Facebook page, right? Like who you are, what you're about, what your store looks like, how you make the product. They're not getting any of that. All they're seeing is, it kind of becomes spam in a way, and they'll leave. They will leave. So boosting posts is good. You have to tread carefully. You have to balance it with actual content. And I said hard earlier, but I'm going to take hard away because I don't want this to seem like it's hard. It's the advanced mode, is Facebook's ad campaigns. This is really where the strength lies. Boosting posts is dipping your toe in the water. Using Ad Manager for an actual campaign is diving on in, the entire thing. You're going to want to build focus momentum for a product launch, event, or other promotion. That's where you talk about things like advanced ad campaigns. This is really just like buying advertising. You can think of it like any other traditional media outlet, okay? With a twist, it's Facebook, it's digital, but you're buying ads. They're going to show your ads to a certain audience. The cool thing about it is, as a business owner, you're in control of who it gets seen by, how many times, and how much it's going to cost you. But you got to do the work to get there, okay? Paid ad campaigns, they can work with budgets of all sizes, but you're going to have to spend some time honing your targeting skills first, okay? Experimenting with boosted posts can help you dial that in, okay? So warm up the water before you make it boiling is what I'm saying. I personally love custom targeted advertising. I think it makes advertising relevant to me. I've heard people say plenty of times that it creeps me out. I'm like, oh, okay, I get that. It's a little creepy, but I'd rather see an ad I care about than an ad I don't care about. I really think that that is the strength of ad campaigns. Okay, big question. How much is it going to cost you? Well, it does depend because you control the ad spend. Many aspects of Facebook marketing are free. You can create and post content all day long. You don't have to spend a penny. All it costs you in that world, where the free content world that you're creating, to achieve successful reach and engagement is your time. And quite frankly, sometimes your time is more valuable, right? You have to run this business as well. But there are absolutely ways you can financially invest in your Facebook business marketing strategy too. You pay to boost your content. You create an ad campaign. You do set your own budget for this. You could have an ad campaign that costs you $5. You have to look at ROI. If it costs you $5 and somebody came in your store and spent $15, perfect, right? You could have an ad campaign that's $50,000. It all depends on what type of ads you use and how far you want to reach, okay? So something to consider. I would recommend, like I said earlier, start small. Spend $50 on there. See how it goes. See what kind of reach that gets you. See what kind of targeting that gets you. I will say that I didn't really go into the ad campaign ad manager, the how-to here, because there's thousands of guides online for that, and I think we could spend a whole 2 hours talking about how to do that, but just know the information's out there if you want it. These are tools that I use almost every day. I use 3 of those 5 every day, all day long. These are tools for a business owner to control your content strategy, to make things cheaper for you. There are plenty of ad agencies that will do this for you, okay? But as a small business owner, one of the things you want to be effective with is your money, your budget, and this can help you, okay? There's a secret one in here that is the most powerful one, so I'll save it for last. Canva is an awesome tool that's come on in recent years. Canva is like Photoshop, okay, but easier. And it's very powerful for somebody who doesn't really know how to do something. It's super intuitive, it's easy to use, and best of all, they have an absolutely free option that should suit most of your needs. All right, so check out Canva. Photopea is the same thing. I think they missed an opportunity with that one and didn't call it Photopea, but they call it Photopea. Photopea is a browser-based version of Photoshop. It's free to use, okay? So if you have some digital design skills and you're familiar with the Photoshop interface and you want to maybe even learn it and you follow a tutorial for Photoshop, Photopea is going to get you 95% of the way there, okay? CapCut is a free online video editor that's for social media. There are others like CapCut. I just like that one because it additionally has a free version, okay? And it'll get done 95% of the stuff you're going to want to do. Hootsuite. Hootsuite is a tool that will allow you to save time, and it gives you a lot of good analytics. What it does is you can tie in your social media accounts, your Facebook pages, your Twitter, your Instagram, your LinkedIn, and all in one interface, you can make one post to all platforms. You can send that one post and customize the wording per the platform. If you have a LinkedIn page, you may want your wording to be a little more business-oriented, and your Twitter one to be a little bit shorter. You can do that all in one spot with Hootsuite. There's others like that. Hootsuite's one of my favorites. They've been around for years. It's what I'm the most familiar with, but there are a plethora of options as well, but I do recommend Hootsuite because it's pretty easy to use. The one that I think is a huge missed resource, and I say this to everyone I meet, because not many people know about it, is the Facebook Ads Library. Facebook Ads Library is literally every ad that has run on Facebook for a certain period of time. And if your business is a small coffee shop, you can go on there and type in coffee and see all of the ads that were ran on Facebook. Let somebody else do the work for you. Spend the money researching the messaging. Don't copy their ad, but use it as inspiration, right? See what somebody else is doing. Use it to generate an idea. Hey, this coffee shop did this type of post, and now I want to do that as well. Facebook Ads Library is really one of the more interesting options for you as a business owner, because you're going to see how people word things. Do they add certain types of images? How often do they do a video? And if they do, how long is it? Ad Library 2 is very, very powerful, okay? Any questions on those?
Sorry about that.
You're good, man. That was a nice break because we were transitioning. I want to run through a couple of ideas for you because I think that I love talking about ideas, especially in the digital marketing world, because you're only limited by your imagination. And Facebook is so powerful for it. Ideas for a Facebook page as a business. You could run a contest, all right? It's an age-old way to get people to engage. Run a contest. Encourage people to tag their friends in it. I'm not a huge fan of those posts that say, tag 3 friends, like this, and share it to be entered to win. People use them, though, so who am I to say that they're wrong, okay? You don't have to do it that way, even though you've seen it done that way. You could just say, hey, simply tag a friend. We'd love for you to tell people about this, and you're automatically entered to win, okay? You could post a recipe using your project. By the way, I should tell you, I came up with these today. It's not comprehensive, all right? You could post a recipe using your product and taking pictures, of course, of the process along the way and the finished result, right? Because we post pictures on Facebook. The example that I would give you is if you are a cookie shop and you want to post your recipe of how to make your cookie in an ice cream. That would work. Consider seasonal things with your recipes. That's just an option. Post relevant pictures of non-brand happenings. That's a lot of words. That sounds corporate-y. But what that means is if the World Series is relevant right now, okay? If your audience is into baseball, don't be afraid to try to relate that back to your business. Hit a home run with our latest sale, right? Congratulations to the Texas Rangers for making the World Series, right? Tie it in there. You could post a picture of a customer and tell their story. If you're the type of business that your customers are super loyal, you can ask them, say, hey man, I would love to share your story with my Facebook audience. Can I snap a picture of you? And this is a picture of Brian. Brian is an Air Force veteran who has helped small businesses for over 20 years. And I love when he comes into our shop because he always has good stories to tell. Thanks for your business, Brian. Right? People love to see that kind of content. They love that. And they go, oh man, those people really love their customers. And we do love our customers, right? You could do, this is one of my favorite ones, employee pics. And what I mean by pics, I'm not saying short for pictures. I'm saying pics. It's the old record store model. You'd walk into the record store and they'd have the recommended pics from the experts at the record store, right? Do the same thing online. It's that simple. You could highlight a customer of yours using your product or your service. That's especially a powerful tool if you're a business-to-business service. Okay? So let's say that you create a product that businesses use. Post a picture of them using your product, tell their story a little bit. It gives that business a little bit of love. And then also people say, they go, they look exactly like us. Maybe we should consider using that product. That's what you want. Encourage people in real life, IRL. My son's back there, know what IRL means right off the bat. In real life, to leave a review, okay? If a customer's in your shop and they had a good experience and you're having a good chat and a good time, say, would you mind hopping on our Facebook page? Are you a fan of ours? And they say, no, I would love for you to leave a review about your experience today, right? People will do it. Don't be scared to ask for it. That's what it's there for. Other people are going to see the reviews and go, guess what? That person looks just like me. Man, that'd be a good time. Let's go down to Bob's store this Saturday. Let's see what that's all about, okay? Reviews are powerful. Don't be afraid to ask for them. Get personal when your business is having a rough day. I live in Tawnytown. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the construction that was going on in downtown Springdale. We're in Fayetteville right now. It seems like it's perpetual construction over here, okay? If construction's causing you a problem, don't be afraid to say, hey man, this construction is slowing us down and it's a rough day today. We appreciate everybody that came in, and don't be afraid to be honest is what I'm saying, okay? Are your computers down? Let people know that. Hey, we're having computer issues. We've got a plan, and we'd love to see you. When people see that, they go, man, they are transparent as a company. They must also be transparent in their ingredients for their hamburger, right? People equate things like that. So don't be afraid to be transparent with what's going on with your business to a certain extent. Don't make it a big gripe fest or come off as whiny. Just be honest. Some tips. That first one I almost gave away there. Be honest and transparent with a critic. Should you respond to people who are trolling you? Yes, you absolutely should. And I'll tell you why. Because that person, you may be tempted to go, they don't matter, right? But they do. And they matter because you guys are all going to see what I say to that troll because you're my other followers, okay? If you handle that honestly and professionally, it can actually be of benefit for you, okay? Somebody who's on there saying bad things about your business. These guys are no good. I had a horrible experience. Don't leave that hanging, right? Respond to it. I'm sorry. What is your name? Rachel. I'm sorry, Rachel, that you had a bad experience. I don't want it to leave that way. A bad taste in your mouth is never what we want to leave to our customers. Will you give us another chance? Right? No, I'm never giving you another chance. I really would like to hear more about this experience because it's not common for our customers to think that way. Please send us an email at, whatever.com or send us a DM and we can get into it deeper. I'd love to find out more about it. Everybody that sees that goes, man, those guys, that person had a gripe, they responded to it, right? If you leave that hanging out there, all it looks like is bad stuff, bad stuff, bad stuff, bad stuff. Okay, and it tends to pile on if you do that. I worked for a rent-to-own place in their digital marketing strategy. Man, we got so many people saying bad things. And if you looked into it, we would never say this, but if you looked into it, it truly was their issue, but they were just venting. You know, when you realize at the end of the day, a lot of people are just venting there and they're looking for an outlet, you know? So, and you never know. You never know if it's true. It doesn't matter if it's true. It matters how you respond to it. Take it slow and build momentum. Build your page, gather fans, test some things organically, measure results, try boosting, then run ads, right? Snowball rolling downhill, right? Start slow. Make your mistakes in small audiences, right? Social media, not your thing, may not be into it. That's cool. Find an employee that loves it, somebody you trust, and then manage them. That's what you do as a business owner. You manage people, right? There's no reason why you can't manage this as well. I will tell you this, do not hand it off to somebody and never look at it. Don't ever, ever do that, okay? Manage them just like you would manage them in your store or your business, whatever the case may be. Follow what they're doing. Talk to them about it. Be proactive. Say, hey, I would like to do this. What are your ideas on that? Those kind of questions. If you hand that off, don't just wash your hands of it. Ask your team for ideas. Let them contribute. Everybody should feel part of the process here. It's a team game. You're going to come up with some great ideas that way. Remember that your in real life marketing and your social marketing are connected. They are not separate entities. You can actually use your digital marketing to reinforce your in real life marketing, newspaper, radio, TV type ads, right? They should reinforce that. The messaging should be the same. Images should be similar. Tone and feel should be similar. And unlike me, you should keep it tight and concise, all right? Unless the story is the point. Fewer the words, the better, unless the point is to tell Brian's story as your customer, right? Different social media platforms allow you a chance to be more wordy than others. If you're marketing, you want people to walk away with a pretty clear message. That's all I'm saying. I hope as well that I have walked away with a clear message. I may not have. Like I said, my name is Chris Baker. I'm from Communities Unlimited. We're a 501c3 nonprofit based in Fayetteville, Arkansas, do 7 states. We're here tonight because of our entrepreneurship department that helps small businesses grow. They do have a lot of cool tools and a lot of cool people, and they have a variety of experience. And we have other departments as well, so check us out. communitiesu.org is our website. If you see an error on their website, that's my fault. Use that email address and let me know. And Brian Wells, he's a senior entrepreneurship management consultant and helps a lot of small businesses do big things. So if you have any questions, I've got time to answer them, and I would be glad to. Otherwise, I'm going to assume I just did an amazing job and explained it all, and you're all about going to make $1 million.
Thank you. That was really tremendous. I took pages and pages of notes. And I mean, I'm a librarian. I don't even do that, but it's helpful for other patrons that come in and ask about it. So.
Have you seen what some libraries do on Facebook? They do amazing stuff.
There are all kinds of really cool things out there.
Yeah. Libraries are cool places. A lot of opportunities to, I say market, but share, right? So, Rachel, do you run a business?
I've been self-employed as a fourth-generation custom dressmaker for 50 years.
Awesome. Do you do Facebook?
I'm on Facebook, but I don't market myself on, I don't have any social media marketing my business at all. I've got my name on Instagram, and I posted some stuff that I've done for clients. And so sometimes I'll get clients that will hire me and give me carte blanche, and they just give me a parameter, and I run with it and overwhelm them and really make them happy. I've done custom quilting for people.
Custom creative things are tailor-made
I just
for
made
Facebook.
A cake for this little kiddo that lives around the block from me. Turns out that they literally they walked to my house. It had all these tendrils that were like standing up and rolling over around his neck, and all these tendrils at the bottom, and he's in the mirror checking himself out, and his mother's like, it's just so cool that I can walk around the side of my block and get this cool thing made for my son. He's got autism, so he looks at the world from a different perspective than the rest of us.
Sure.
So this cake was a real felt experience for him.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like he's really, like, he's zoning in on his image with the cake, and I showed him some tricks that he could do with it. And he was just so turned on by the whole thing. And I mean, so I do that. I make people happy with my sewing. That's basically what I do.
When you're sitting there talking, the way that my mind works, going, I hope she has pictures of that. I mean, you.
Some photos of it. And, I set it up on one of my dress forms and then had it opened up and pinned to my design wall. And, and I've always got a quilt going on the design wall, which people don't see when they first come in, because they come in and they're looking at me and the quilt from the design wall's behind them, and they turn around and go, oh, because there's this quilt on the wall. It's kind of fun. I blow people away with my artistry. I did an eagle quilt of our national seal. So our national seal is on the back of your $1 bill. It's this big, right? And so this guy in my neighborhood, he's like, I hear you quilt. And I said, yeah. He says, well, can I come over and see a quilt right now? And I said, well, sure, Glenn, you can come over right this minute. And he's looking at this rooster quilt that I just make, I just always wanted to make a rooster quilt, so I did. It's Mercy. I call him Mercy in the morning because he's not growing. So it came in because I want an eagle, but I want it this big. I mean, like our national seal, we wanted it this big. So I had the eagle, spoon, and the rose and the olive branch. And I did this really cool thing all around the edge. He was overjoyed.
See, again, I hope you see the opportunities for that business if you want them in this kind of advertising.
I'm really kind of at a crossroads in my life. It's like, what do I want to do from here on out in my life?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, set up a business page, not Rachel's page in that case, but yeah, I mean, when I was thinking about, we were talking about your neighborhood and they walking over, my neighborhood has a Facebook page, Facebook group, right? There's a guy who makes custom guitars.
People on Nextdoor.
Yeah, I mean,
I just posted some stuff on Nextdoor and I had like 36 responses. I was just
Yeah,
like,
there are no tailors and dressmakers anymore, hardly any at all.
well, it's because they can't afford to live.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna be in my business, you gotta be very good at being frugal. You better be good at going to the library and getting your entertainment for free.
yeah.
Because
You better work really, really, really fast, superhuman fast.
Well, and also, you know, like to be,
out there, you gotta be an artist, you've gotta be really good with, I mean, there's a lot of skills that go into it. Honestly, it's not a fantastic living, so, you know, maybe I should actually hire your time for half an hour, get some ideas.
well, here's the thing. Let me tell you for free. Especially if you're just running a small one-man operation. Yeah, you have the ability to work the system more than a larger company does. And that's a great thing to do. You don't have to necessarily run an ad campaign for your business, right? But you could work the Facebook groups. You could work,
See my work, it speaks for itself.
yeah. And you want to see,
I don't like to post photos or what I've done, or, I mean, I've got 6 grandkids, so Reed's getting a custom built just for them.
but you know, I bet you,
It's unique.
I bet you the angle you're not considering though, and most people don't because people aren't comfortable with it, is people aren't necessarily only buying your work, right? They're buying it because you did it.
Yeah,
And
there's
so-
a lot of that. I get a lot of customer loyalty. When people find me, they want 4 or 5 cards.
Don't be afraid.
They will send me cards when they're heading out of town. I'm gonna be gone for 2 weeks. I just wanted to let you know when I call you back and have you do some work for me when I get back. I'm just like,
Don't be afraid to be Rachel on there, right? Your work doesn't have to be the only thing. You can, if you have a friend or family member that would be willing to take pictures of you doing that work, man, that's powerful stuff. Okay, don't forget that. Don't forget that. Tell your story. What about you, sir?
I wanted to ask a question. You mentioned Hootsuite,
Yeah.
and you said that that ties together other platforms, X, Instagram,
LinkedIn.
I can't believe it, Threads.
Yeah.
That's Facebook's
Yes. Answer to, yeah.
Twitter. Better version than Elon's version of Twitter.
A lot of people would agree with you right now, yeah.
I know that's right. Okay, so, and then, so the idea would be, like, in her case, Hootsuite, you could do stuff on Instagram, tag, with all typing, you could have it tied directly back in to your Facebook so that it expands your marketing base as far as gaining new.
What Hootsuite does is it allows you to make one post to
Right.
multiple platforms.
And it covers, it goes across whatever ones you can tie to it.
Correct.
Whatever platform, that's cool.
Yeah, it is. It's a real time saver. Before I was doing this kind of stuff before Hootsuite existed. I remember when it launched. I remember reading about it, and I'm like, why did I not think about that? And again, there are other alternatives other than Hootsuite that do the exact same thing. It's just the one that I've used for 12 years.
I mean, it just, the ability to do that,
Yeah.
makes it interesting.
Well, listen, like, you know, I mean, one of the most valuable things you have as a person who owns a business or makes a product or whatever the case you do is your time. And anything that saves your time is going to be a net positive, right? So Hootsuite, and especially for me, like I run all of our Communities Unlimited social media. If I had to log in and log out to each one of those each time to make the same post, copy and paste, we wouldn't be able to do the things that we do. I mean, it just would take too much time. Well, sometimes we'll make 4 or 5 posts a day. The other thing that it allows you to do, here's the other, I didn't even mention this, I should have. Those products will allow you to schedule your post out, right? So we do a post called Meet Us Monday, where I take people like Brian and record them on video, telling people about what they do and who they are. It's real short, less than 2 minutes usually, and they're scheduled out through the end of the year already. I don't have to think about it again, okay? It allows you to schedule if you have a sale coming up, right? Think about it as a business owner. If you have a sale coming up, the preparations for that, staffing, inventory, all that kind of stuff, the last thing you want to do is sit here and worry about marketing it. So go ahead and do that in advance. It allows you to schedule them out. It'll tell you, here, based on your historic post, here's when your audience is on the most. And here's when the most people are going to see it. It also has some cool AI tools that are built in. They just launched, I mean, and again, Hootsuite's not the only product. I want to stress that. I'm not endorsing that product. But it has some cool AI tools baked into it now where it will write posts for you, right? Now, don't just blanket trust it, right? But let it do some of the bulk work for you and then go back in and fix it up, you know? Save yourself time. And it may pick some words that you didn't even think of, right? And you're like, man, that's really, I wasn't even thinking about that angle. So it's a really cool tool, and it can save you a lot of time. But you have to put in the work to get over that hill to use it efficiently, just like anything else. But yeah, Hootsuite. Did I answer your question, or did I interrupt you?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your business?
I don't have a business anymore. I came here to this because my girlfriend is gonna retire, and she has been writing about the arts and in Northwest Arkansas for 35 years. And the one thing she loves to do is exactly that. And now there's parts of, are you familiar with, I don't even read this, the Weekend, basically calendar magazine.
Free Weekly, Fayetteville Free Weekly.
I'm sorry?
The Fayetteville Free Weekly,
Well, that, but
Is that
in
online?
the paper,
it does, anyway.
in, the Free Weekly, yeah. But in the paper, there's a, and what's coming up with me right now is WhatsApp, and I know that that's not the name of it. But it's so-
That used to be the name of it, I think. Something,
sorry?
I think that used to be the name of it, or something very similar to that.
Yeah,
Does she contribute to that?
I can't remember the name of it, or I might be in trouble. Anyway, when she retires, the Democrat Gazette's gonna go a little different way. They're gonna cover the Crystal Bridges stuff and, you know, the Walton, you know, the AMP, and anything tied to the Waltons, anything in a larger sense of it, because the Democrat Gazette, of course, goes down to Fort Smith from here, and it also goes over to like where Solar Dollar City is in Branson and things like that. That's the Northwest Gazette,
Sure.
Democrat Gazette. And but they're gonna drop out a lot of the
Homegrown.
smaller venues that have been getting a lot of, you know, good press for a lot of years. So she's just gonna continue to do that. And she's gonna use Facebook.
Yeah,
We're gonna tie Instagram into it,
yeah.
put videos on it. Twitter's my favorite platform up until Elon brought it. But you still tie everything together.
Sure.
And she's gonna basically just publish the same thing calendar that she
It
always
was
did.
called WhatsApp.
Except it'll be small, you know, these little smaller venues.
One of the things that I used to have to, I worked in radio for a long time, and one of the things that we always talked about, I mean, after all, it is the mass media, right? And so one of the things that I always used to have to tell people when it came to marketing and what we were doing online and digital is, I'm like, everybody wanted to know the vanity statistics. They wanted to know how many likes did it get, right? And I'm like, well, I don't care. And they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, I care about what the ROI was, whether it's a monetary ROI or whether it's an action that person took. I would much rather have 50 people that absolutely love my business, right? What your girlfriend is going to do, that will come join me and be a champion for my business, whatever it may be, than 6,000 people who don't care and just like, right?
We need cheerleaders, don't we?
Well, yeah. I'm just saying I would much rather have a small, passionate audience than a big, mild audience. But people like vanity statistics, and it's very easy to jump into that. It's very easy to say, well, I only have 50 followers. Well, yeah, but if those 50 followers show up to everything you do, isn't that pretty powerful, you know? So just, I guess what I'm saying is be wary and cautious as a small business owner of chasing the vanity numbers. Bigger isn't always better. Efficient is better and beneficial. So I appreciate y'all sharing with me. If you're not familiar with our organization, I highly suggest you go there and check it out. I personally think we do a lot of cool stuff, and I'm glad, to do this tonight, and I'm glad to have your ear and your time, because I know it is valuable. And if I can answer any questions for you, I certainly will. Shoot.
Are you communitiesunlimited.com?
Communitiesu.org.
U.org?
Yeah.
So is that what I go, like on the search engine to find you?
Yep.
You'll go back there and sign in for me, but there's also material back there that you can grab.
Okay.
And I can get you a business card or something too. But yep, that's our website, communitiesu.org. It's a slight passion project of mine. I spend a lot of time on it, but I think it's a really cool organization. And so I do appreciate your ears tonight, and I hope you have a good evening. If there's nothing else, thank you for coming.
I think the whole idea of just communities, our culture lost something significant with COVID.
Sure.
And it's real significant because people aren't connecting like they used to.
Sure.
So we're not getting that social contact with people that we know and love like we used to, because there's fear that's been instilled because of COVID. And people still kind of feel that way. People are hesitant. A lot of people have become more like hermits.
And they don't have to leave the house.
They don't have to leave the
Like
house,
this streaming right now.
they're on the, whatever they're doing, but they're isolating. And this isolation, the isolation factor is, I think, it's potentially really harmful, because as a species, we need each other.
Yeah.
We really, really do. And it's actually stated that people live longer, they're healthier, they have more vibrant lives.
They're happier.
They have a social connection. If they have a tribe, a community that they're connected to. So the whole idea of Communities Unlimited, I don't really know what y'all do, but we really need to find a way to get people more connected. The other thing I'd like to do is start teaching sewing to people, because nobody knows how to sew anymore.
Rachel, you have unlimited opportunities.
My mother forced me to learn how to sew.
Good for her.
Rachel, I hope you explore and dabble in digital stuff a little bit. You have a custom product where you want to teach people the product that people love, and you obviously like people, right? In general, you want
Like most people.
well, you want to build a sense of community, though, right? The digital stuff is not anti that. It is what you make of it.
Right.
And so people always think digital, oh, that's, going to make, it encourages someone to be a hermit, right? But really it's an opportunity for the opposite if you use it that way.
Right.
So I think you're,
I'd like to start a doll group locally, because I guess a doll group doesn't exist. I'm a doll maker as well.
what don't you do?
Huh?
What don't you do?
I don't do windows anymore.